time is it? 7:36.
So is that on the game?
Yeah.
Okay.
It is like the start of the game.
Okay. Hang on, hang on.
Hang on, hang on. Before we get started, can I just say something?
Mm-hmm.
No, it's the game. I'm reading it.
Oh, sorry. I was like, yeah.
Here, if I use your pen with you a little bit smart.
Oh, that's why it's not coming out. It's
You-
bubbling up again.
Here, you want me to switch you? I'll just finish this and quit again.
That's...
Oh, before we get started, can I just say something? Shit, it's gonna keep going whether I push X or not, apparently. Fuck. Anyways, that's fine. What's up?
You remember how that one time I told you I used a big cartridge like a while back, and I like sucked in, and it like got in my mouth, and it was kind of nasty and burning. It must have been from something like that.
It probably popped, yeah.
Oh, I didn't. Stinking thing.
The other day, cleaned it out, which doesn't last very long.
Use a toothpick?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't think about
I dug
that.
some of that out, and then actually to get yesterday, what I did to get a little further
Yeah.
is I got a little alcohol on the second one and kind of rubbed it in there.
Okay, yeah.
And you can do this. It's actually big enough hole where you can like scoop with the point,
Yeah.
like this, get the goop out, and then to get down in
Okay.
there, this side, the flat side,
Yeah.
does fit in there as well.
Oh, there you go.
Like a Q-tip, I kind of tack and spin.
Yeah.
It doesn't solve it forever, but it solves it for a little bit. Where's the trash one?
I don't know. I didn't touch it last night.
Shit, I did. Where did I put it? I brought it in here. Oh, on the desk. You have that blue one? Oh, I see it. Before we get started, can I just say something?
I think you said it was on magnet, or because it started flashing.
I must have hit X or something because it was like hold on. I never hit X.
Okay. Yeah, hold on.
I got the wrong one. This ain't gonna screw in very well.
Do you want me to hold the blue thing?
You don't put it all together.
Yeah, which one are you doing?
You can take whichever one you want. That's the old cartridge in your hand, though. I figured you wanted the purple, so.
Sticky. I need to clean them off. That's gross.
Here, I'll clean them. So what do we need?
No, you're fine. I usually try to clean them between uses when they start getting nasty.
This one was sitting up there. It's dirty, too.
It's sticky. I just haven't cleaned it. I just charged them the other day. I'll hold this. I can hold this one. It's okay. Sorry. I just use the alcohol and the little things down there at the bottom. Or if you need to get a Q-tip out of the bedroom, you need Q-tips.
It's hard for me to grab a Q-tip and wonder what you're talking about. I'm not sure what's little things down.
I had little rounds down there, like
the
cotton
cleaning rounds.
Yeah, I had some down there. I don't know if they're still down there or not.
Yeah, they're still because
I
use one when no one's here.
I say they seem to work better sometimes than the Q-tips on the top parts of that. I don't know if it's because I can get in there better, but yeah.
I don't remember why she needed something to clean alcohol. They don't need alcohol or something, so I grabbed that. I'll clean something. I throw it over.
Was it something to do with the cups? When she did the cups?
Yeah, it was.
I wondered if that was it.
I did like your idea though yesterday about the desk.
Over there?
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you.
So I'm assuming you are going to try at least the first attempt. My assumption is just to put, you said your mesh side against the tinder wall.
Yes.
And then just probably shove it tight against that wall back there.
Yes.
At first, if as long as the chair fits and scoot out as needed. That's what I was thinking.
before you sit down, can I
Yeah,
have a mug, a coffee cup from up there? Can I have the
You have markers in it?
yeah.
Or you use it forever?
Yeah, is there one that we don't
This
use?
is a good one for markers.
Yeah, well, we use that one. So,
I know.
what's one we don't use very often?
Your nutcracker?
Yeah, it's fine. He's more of like a display type of thing. I'll use him for. That'll work.
Or my Yoshi egg.
Yeah, I just like using that Yoshi egg. It's. I'll use my nutcracker. It's fine.
Or there's that reindeer one.
Namas?
Wire too. Huh?
Namas?
No,
Oh, the white
the
one.
white and red one.
Ooh,
You
yeah,
wanna
give me
look at
that one instead. Yeah.
It's not huge. Not that we use a whole lot of it. You wanna look at both these maybe? This one looks like it's gonna hold.
I'll just use the reindeer for now.
It's also a lot heavier.
My nutcracker.
The nutcracker's light.
Lighter.
That
Yeah.
one's a lot heavier, so
Oh well, but
it won't. I'm just saying it won't slide around with your markers in it.
yeah.
You don't want your shells?
Huh?
You want the shells?
Not right now. When I get set up over there, I can put my shells and stuff. Yeah, I can actually.
So we can like get it and get solid down if you need. And
Right?
this thing looks pretty neat.
I like it. For $5, it's not bad, really, honestly. It's a lot more comfortable than the this one, too, if I'm being honest.
But
What kind was this?
I think it was called here we go. Before we get started, do you want me to read this to you as we go?
Yeah.
Before we get started, can I just say something? Thank you for actually setting the clock both times you've booted up the game. Oh, it knows.
That's hilarious.
A lot of people don't take this step seriously. They just leave the clock at 12 o'clock and call it a day. But you're actually taking the time to set the clock, and I appreciate that. That's how I know that you care about this experience and that you're paying attention. I don't even have any way of knowing if the clocks you're setting are correct. Tell you what, I'll make you a deal. since you've been so cooperative, the next time you boot up the game to see the screen, just set the clock to your favorite time.
Yeah.
Go ahead, pick whatever time you want, even if it's not the correct time. You've earned it. All right, I'll let you get back to the video game now. That's actually kind of funny.
Yeah, it is.
Begin the game. Hopefully it starts over.
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee
There's some
number
door noise.
427.
He jumped.
Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy. And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
All right.
Crafted. I need to make a thing where I can keep it clicked in there or something. You know what I mean?
I might have something there later to do it.
Oh,
you see a little something screw so you can like twist it.
Yeah. Thank you.
All right. So what do you say? I gotta leave the office. All right. Here's a couple things I did last night that I know will prompt some funny things. So if I start touching stuff, like trying to mess with things. Oh, I shut my own door.
But Stanley simply couldn't handle the pressure. What if he had to make a decision? What if a crucial outcome fell under his responsibility? He had never been trained for that. No. This couldn't go any way except badly. The thing to do now, Stanley thought to himself, is to wait. Nothing will hurt me. Nothing will break me.
I thought we charged it.
In here I can be happy forever. I will be happy. Stanley waited. Hours passed, then days. Had years gone by? He no longer had the ability to tell. But the one thing he knew for sure, beyond any doubt, was that if he waited long enough, the answers would come. Eventually, someday, they would arrive. Soon, very soon now, this will end. He will be spoken to. He will be told what to do. Now it's just a little bit closer. Now it's even closer.
I don't have
Here it comes.
I don't have the plug. It's over here, but I can't reach it.
What?
So if you grab it, I can plug it, charge it.
Oh, okay. Don't close the door, you lose.
I can't reach it.
Oh, yeah, you said that.
Sorry. I would do it, but...
I like clock sounds.
I do too. It doesn't bother me. I like it. I just say it reminded me of Jones.
Right?
I miss. It's funny because we've never owned one of these analog clocks. And I like analog clocks. I love the sound of ticking. Maybe not all the time, but.
I would rather have a grandfather clock.
Ooh, that'd be cool.
Like Mom and Steve have. I would love to have one. I guess Grandma and Grandpa have one.
I like how I set the time. It didn't set it in here. Ooh, I can do this.
More is the sound. I should be like, hey, Grandma, does anybody want that clock yet when you pass?
And she's like, nobody's asking for anything yet. That's weird. Why,
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
If anything, I think Lori would take it, but I think something she would like pass. Wouldn't mind passing down to me when she gets, you know, when she gets old.
Yeah.
I should say something so
Yeah, I was gonna show you that.
I would assume it's been in there.
Stanley went around touching every little thing in the office, but it didn't make a single difference, nor did it advance the story in any way.
I remember hearing that line last night.
Yeah.
Yes, I do.
Yeah. Okay, so nothing happens. Nothing happens. Nothing happens. Oop. There's a picture of the leaf. Where is everybody? What's back there? Why is there a hose, like electrical or hose on the ground?
When
All right, here we
Stanley
go.
came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Oh yeah, did he?
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Gray shite? Is it like gray poop?
Grayishite? It's like Gray, grayish. Grayishite.
That's made up.
Something weird. That's hilarious. Sorry.
How do they spell it? Gray.
So GRAYISH, and then
ITE.
IGHT, and then pale blue pale.
Yeah, that's made up.
Uh-huh.
Okay, here we go. On Stanley.
Yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in.
Cracks me up. Alright, here we go.
How did you find out about this game?
It was a PlayStation Plus
but
game.
Eager to get
Like
back
free
to
game this
business,
month.
Stanley
Oh,
took
it's
the
like one of
first
the
open
months.
door on his left.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yep. Alright, he said go to the first door, open on my left. So, yeah, so I could skip it.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Oh my god.
This is where it gets kind of weird.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her.
For who?
Her.
This is it, Stanley.
We don't know yet.
Your chance to redeem yourself. To put your work aside. To let her back into your life. She's been waiting.
Sorry, narrator, what?
Come again? And this is not supposed to be a scary game?
I'm just going to this dark room. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, you know as much as I do.
You need to be the one to do this, to reach out to her. If you can truly place your faith in another, then pick up the phone.
I don't know. This is kind
Pick
of
up the
ominous.
fucking phone, sir.
This is pretty ominous. All right.
Oh, Stanley, is that you? Hold on, sweetie. Sorry to keep you waiting. I'm just pulling the bread out of the oven. All right. Okay, there we go. All right, now, I want you to come in and tell me all about your day.
Gotcha. Oh, come on. Did you actually think you had a loving wife?
Wow.
Who'd want to commit their life to you? I'm trying to make a point here, Stanley. I'm trying to get you to see something. Come inside. Let me show you what's really going on here.
All right. I don't like this narrator.
Not now.
He's messing with me.
Yeah, do you think you actually had a loving wife? What the fuck? Jesus, thanks, man, for that. That's real nice of you.
A little slap in the face.
Says.
All right, here we go. Also, you notice that my apartment here is 427. Same as my office number.
Ooh.
Employee number.
This is a very sad story about the death of a man named Stanley.
Ooh. All right, this is where I was last night. This is why I fell asleep, because like you push it and he talks for a minute, and then then it's another button.
Okay.
So, good morning, employee 427. Press X on your controller.
Stanley is quite a boring fellow. He has a job that demands nothing of him, and every button that he pushes is a reminder of the inconsequential nature of his existence.
Right? Please press up on the D-pad.
Look at him there, pushing buttons, doing exactly what he's told to do. Now he's pushing a button. Now he's eating lunch. Now he's going home. Now he's coming back to work. One might even feel sorry for him, except that he's chosen this life.
All right. Please press square.
But in his mind, he can go on fantastic adventures. From behind his desk, Stanley dreamed of wild expeditions into the unknown, fantastic discoveries of new lands. It was wonderful. And each day that he returned to work was a reminder that none of it would ever happen to him.
Wait, what wouldn't happen to him?
I didn't catch that.
Please press up to watch TV.
And so he began to fantasize about his own job. First, he imagined that one day while at work, he stepped up from his desk to realize that all of his co-workers, his boss, everyone in the building had suddenly vanished off the face of the earth. The thought excited him terribly.
All right. Please press triangle to spend time with the boys.
So he went further. He imagined that he came to two open doors and that he could go through either. At last, choice. It barely even mattered what lay behind each door. The mere thought that his decisions would mean something was almost too wonderful to behold.
Well, I feel sad for Stanley. Even though they said he chose his life. All right, please press circle to prepare dinner.
As he wandered through this fantasy world, he began to fill it with many possible paths and destinations. Down one path lay an enormous round room with monitors and mind controls. And down another was a yellow line that weaved in many directions. And down another was a game with a baby. And he called it the Stanley Parable.
Okay. Please press triangle to tell your kids a story.
It was such a wonderful fantasy, and so in his head he relived it again, and then again, and again, over and over, wishing beyond hope that it would never end, that he might always feel this free. Surely there's an answer down some new path, mustn't there be? Perhaps if he played
they're fucking with each other. No, I don't. Peg was actually being nice this morning, and Pinky's hunting her now, so I have at it.
They'll be fine.
Anyways, it's fake fit. No, I think it's just he's reliving making a choice.
Oh,
of
okay.
those doors that didn't make a difference, you know.
Yeah, okay.
Please press triangle to tell your wife you love her.
But there is no answer. How could there possibly be? In reality, all he's doing is pushing the same buttons he always has. Nothing has changed. The longer he spends here, the more invested he gets, the more he forgets which life is the real one.
Please press left on the D-pad to go to sleep.
And I'm trying to tell him this, that in this world he can never be anything but an observer, that as long as he remains here, he's slowly killing himself. But he won't listen to me. He won't stop. Here, watch this. Stanley, the next time the screen asks you to push a button, do not do it.
Please press right on the D-pad to be at work in the morning.
You see? Can he just not hear me? How can I tell him in a way that he'll understand that every second he remains here, he's electing to kill himself? How can I get him to see what I see? How can I make him look at himself?
Please press up on the D-pad to question nothing.
I suppose I can't, not in the way I want him to. But I don't make the rules. I simply play to my intended purpose, the same as Stanley. We're not so different, I suppose. I'll try once more to convey all this to him. I'm compelled to. I must. Perhaps, well, maybe this time he'll see. Maybe this time. And I tried again, and Stanley pushed a button. And I tried again, and Stanley pushed a button. And I tried.
What happened? With the game?
Yeah, it cut out.
Okay.
Oh, hey, look. We have to do it again. We're reliving it over and over. Alright.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Alright, well, I know where to go. I've done this.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Okay. I went to the left door this time. Yeah, made it to the
Yet
meeting
there
room.
was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Let it ball up inside you. How to solve a dispute with a coworker? Oh, shoot! How do I make it go backwards? I'll have to wait. I'll read it here in a second. It's hilarious. What do people want? Everyone is unique. You most of all. What do people want? They want things, money. They want, what does it say? Happy feelings. Violet James, you are fired. Ooh, okay. Number of slides on this slide. Okay. Yeah, it's. I should zoom in. Here you go. Violet James, you are fired for writing happy feelings.
Where's that at?
The second where it's scribbled out.
Yeah. Oh.
Hey, you say happy feelings. They scribbled it out and said, Violet James, you're fired.
Holy shit. Okay.
They want money, more money. They want things, but with money to buy more things.
Ooh.
They want graphs, and they want graphs about things and money.
Okay.
Is someone circled the graphs about things and money so we have our new product.
Okay.
So, the stock market is somewhere here. Color in this segment. Make this one stripes. What is hot? Target demographic, teenagers. Profit. Oh my God, what is going on here? Space between the teenagers, a lot of percentage. Here you go. How to solve a dispute with coworker. Let it ball up inside you. Take it out passive aggressively and resent coworkers for not supporting you more. Using slides to assure employees that everything is okay. Make sure your slide has a slick blue graphic in the header and throw some bevel on all the text. All right. We're done this meeting room. We're going to go to the boss room. Ooh.
Like a fucked up company. I don't know, man.
I have another choice.
What's that?
Up or down. I'm starting to see the pattern of the game. We have to make the right choices to get out of here, I think.
Oh, I see it. Okay.
And I think the narrator is like, we have to do what the narrator says. That's our path out. Everything else is like a different dialogue we could probably explore.
Okay, yes. I say we go up.
By the way, that explains why like the how long to beat thing. Basically, a main game's like an hour and a half.
Yeah.
They said if you're 100%er, it takes like over 10 hours.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
I want to explore them all though.
Oh shit! Sorry.
So I'm just gonna do the path. We'll do the path this first time. We come back a second playthrough, do other stuff with along.
Yeah.
I at least want to see the game. Sorry.
No, I thought it was maybe Pinky or something. I'm like, is she jumping up here? Where are you? Yeah.
No. She's on Peg. There's Peg
Pinky!
running. Okay, let's see here.
Pinky! Kitty!
This is called the beige page. I wish I could jump. The beige pages.
So yellow pages?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
This boss's room is pretty fancy.
Damn.
Look at
Big
that.
ass window and ceiling?
Whoa, hold on.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this, what dark secret was being held from him. What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this.
I mean, I'm already kind of upset that I missed the choice of down the stairs. What would he have said? Because that's where we're getting the full story from.
Yeah. Nuggy, come here.
I'm doing the next wrong choice. Man.
Stanley just sat around twiddling his thumbs. Trying to input anything on the device was
Easy
useless,
boy.
since he could never possibly know that the combination was 2845.
This is up here and pen. Hey, handsome nuts, I fucking love you. I fucking love you,
Yet
baby.
incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
Oh, this is getting creepy back here.
Oh, no, you look at him. A big baby. A big baby. Yeah. Oh, bird.
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long.
You go back downstairs?
I couldn't go back.
Oh, okay.
So I just kept going forward. We'll see what happens. I typed in a secret code at the boss's office, and it took me to a secret elevator, and now I'm in the basement.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door
Oh.
that read Mind Control Facility.
Oh, sketch about these people.
Wait, look, here's the escape.
Yeah.
What's going to take the escape?
Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley
What?
would meet his violent death.
No, he would not.
The door behind him was not shut. Stanley still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track. At this point, Stanley was making a conscious, concerted effort to walk forward and willingly confront his death.
Oh, what is this? Yeah.
Baby boy!
Do I start all the way in the beginning?
Snuggy, come here. Oh, I love you. Come here. I need you. Oh.
As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley was inched closer and closer to his demise, he reflected that his life had been of no consequence whatsoever. Stanley can't see the bigger picture. He doesn't know the real story, trapped forever in his narrow vision of what this world is. Perhaps his death was of no great loss, like plucking the eyeballs from a blind man. And so he resigned and willingly accepted this violent end to his brief and shallow life. Farewell, Stanley.
Okay.
"Farewell, Stanley," cried the narrator, as Stanley was led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, Stanley was obliterated as the machine crushed every bone in his body, killing him instantly.
I thought you didn't watch this with the kids. With the kids?
Yeah, I probably would have too.
Yeah, 'cause it doesn't seem like it's not bad. Oh my god, that's a... Oh yeah, anyway.
This is weird. Alright, I'm walking.
And yet it would be just a few minutes before Stanley would restart the game, back in his office, as alive as ever. What exactly did the narrator think he was going to accomplish?
God damn it, I did it again.
When
Just pick it
every
up a little
path
bit.
you can walk
Yeah,
has been created
I
for you
realize
long
that.
in
For
advance,
some of the small
death
stuff.
becomes meaningless, making life the same. Do you see now? Do you see that Stanley was already dead from the moment he hit start?
So she's a different narrator working against the first narrator.
Yeah, I see this.
Yeah, because if we, you like that, there's another one. Oh, is that lower? If we hook it, every time you pull on it, you'll be pulling the whole thing out.
Which is fine, I just, you know.
You not need to go get it and fix it?
No, right now, it's fine. But thank you.
Now, let's see here. The Office.
What page? First up on the spot. It's staring directly at us.
Mm-hmm. What's this thing? The two doors. It's like... This is weird.
Holy hell, is this an office? What is this?
So this is like... This looks like the room where they built my office, and it's on display. Because like, here's the corridor, right?
Yeah. What
The pacing of the opening
I
section
see
was
it.
important to get right. The corridor has been moved and altered to make the player reach two doors in a good time. So they're explaining, like they're designing it properly. It's almost like a behind-the-scenes type thing,
Yeah, interesting.
because it's all fake.
Hmm.
I'm in a museum. Look at this. Ooh. There's a picture of that thing, the maintenance room. That's nice. There's some stuff maybe I haven't seen yet. Is that an... Well, look at the money
Oh,
coming out of that
wow.
one. We're going there, babe. What room number?
Oh, there's a sketch in there.
Wait, what's that say? Welcome back, employee 427. So that's my office. I'm going to get money.
Interesting.
An early vision of the lounge. Look like that.
Huh.
This is goofy as frick. Why is that counting down? Oh, 15 seconds to pick up the phone. Not picking up would be different. Oh. Okay, so okay, so that one just led you over. Oh, so it's not just like one or two. It can lead all over the place.
There we go.
I don't know what we're getting into here. Maintenance. Alright, so how do I get out of this freaking museum of my own life? Okay, here, let's see what this says. Part of the Zending. The player would pull a lever and the narrator would describe what color they had pulled. What's a Zending? This, whoa. Oh, it's like the original. It's like an original trailer. Okay. Let me escape menu. Alright, we got a picture of the escape menu. What is this? This looks broken. The countdown desk. Alright. The freedom ending. Look green. Happy. Elevator. Game bell. Man. There's stuff everywhere. Warzone. What the hell?
Warzone? Jesus.
Yeah. In early development, we designed an ending where Stanley would end up on a battlefield fighting aliens. The action game would become sentient and would wage war against the narrator. We realized shortly after starting to build it that it was far too jokey and on the nose for a tone of the game. Plus, some people interpreted it as making fun of people who like shooters, which is not our intentions. So they cut it out.
Interesting.
So now what? Where do I go, narrator people? You can't jump. I want to jump so bad. I didn't know.
You're trying to press like a jump button on a habit.
X. I keep pushing X to jump, but that's like the interact option or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that noise, that's
Yeah.
me pushing X. They know. Yeah, I'm stuck in here forever. Can't run, can't jump. All you do is walk around. I just want out of here, man.
Oh, look at these two. How they wish to destroy one another. How they wish to control one another. How they both wish to be free. Can you see? Can you see how much they need one another? No, perhaps not. Sometimes these things cannot be seen. But listen to me. You can still save those two. You can stop the program before they both fail. Turn off your PlayStation. There's no other way to beat this game. As long as you move forward, you'll be walking someone else's path. Stop now and it'll be your only true choice. Whatever you do, choose it. Don't let time choose for you. Don't let...
What is going on? So, I don't even know what's real and what's not real now.
Right?
According to one narrator, Stanley's a guy working in an office so boring he's making up a different life in his head.
Or he picked his
And
work over his family.
Well, that too. But like he started getting so bored with it, he started imagining a life where he could make choice.
Oh, yeah.
And then he got stuck in there because he liked it so much. Now he doesn't know what's real and what's not. He's going psychotic.
Yeah.
And then the narrator supposedly wants to like get him unstuck from that and get back to his real life.
The girl?
No, the guy.
Yes.
Like he's trying, supposedly he's trying to lead me to the end so I can wake up and realize what the hell's going on. I can see myself for who I am and I can actually get back to real life.
Yeah.
And she's like, no, he's destroying you and they're destroying each other and we need to stop the whole thing.
Oh, so she's the bad one.
We don't. Yeah,
Or
we'll
maybe.
maybe.
Okay.
It's basically she's like it's all a BS thing, and he's bad. That's what I think. Right now, I think she's making herself out to be the good person,
Okay, yes.
and the first guy is the bad guy.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Oh, we can take the stairs now if you want.
Yet there was not a single
I'm
person
impelled now to
here
hear all of
either.
it. This side
Feeling
story is
a
way
wave
more
of
intriguing.
disbelief,
Or I
Stanley
guess it's not a
decided
side
to go
story,
up to his boss's
you never get to
office,
hear if I
hoping
just
he
do the right
might find
path.
an answer there. Coming to a staircase, Stanley
we
walked
go, we're going down.
upstairs to his boss's office.
This looks dangerous.
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss. Admitting he had left his post during work hours, he might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all? None of it made any logical sense. And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations. For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down? Why did doors close automatically behind him wherever he went?
That's
And
true.
for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating? No, Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real. And at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it. I'm dreaming, he yelled. This is all a dream. Oh, what a relief Stanley felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all. And he thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid. So, he imagined himself flying and began to gently float above the ground.
Oh, I am.
Then he imagined himself soaring through space on a magical star field, and it too appeared. It was so much fun, and Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up. How was he remaining so lucid? And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner. Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking? Now the voice was describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange. I'm dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought. And while he thought it all very odd and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream. How could it be? Was Stanley simply deceiving himself, believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself? Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life. Now, hearing the voice speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley. After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control, that this was a dream. So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up.
Oh, God.
He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back, the fresh air of a world outside this one. Let me wake up, he thought to himself. I'm through with this dream. I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please, it's all I want. I want my apartment, and my wife, and my job. All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been.
Oh, so he does have a wife.
My life is normal. I am normal. Everything will be fine.
I think earlier when he did that, it was to shock him because it's not his real life. That's be mean to him. Alright. I'm still down here. Great.
Stanley began screaming. Please, someone, wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real. I must be real. I must be. Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I? And everything went black.
Okay.
This is the story of a woman named Mariella. Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments, she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy. This much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like. And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind. I know what is real and what isn't. It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day. The very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran.
I think she turned around.
Turned and ran.
Okay. I'm sorry.
This poor Stanley.
Who the fuck? Who would do that? You know, there's probably people that would do that.
Oh, yeah.
That's so scary.
They'll probably think, oh, I don't want to be associated with this since they're out.
Yep.
Don't worry about that person. What if it was still, like, barely alive? You know what I mean?
Mm.
Anyways, so apparently, am I, like...
Are you hurt?
I am insane?
I guess. Who are you now?
I'm back at the beginning. I'm Stanley.
Oh, okay, because you died. Okay.
So, obviously, I'm learning to not trust anything, but supposedly now that's making me think that me wandering around in a circle in that room that I couldn't get out of was me wandering aimlessly in the streets in real life, screaming, I'm Stanley, who am I? So I'm obviously, in the real world, I'm an insane guy screaming stuff, but I think I'm in an office building with nobody there.
Yeah.
Oh,
A soft wind blew outside and perhaps
it's wild
rain
thinking, like,
started.
what is,
and if it did,
what's
it
that
stopped
really...
shortly after.
I mean, I'm sure it does.
Stanley hoped that he would one day see
you
weather.
think about it, I've thought about it before, and it's like, oh, that's weird. But like to actually think that you are physically, like, if I actually think I'm in the house, like right now, what if this wasn't real and I was in the middle of a city street and I'm wandering around looking for you, but in real life everyone's watching me, like, just be insane, basically?
Yeah,
that'd be wild. To completely not know that is actually going on. Like, you really think you're sane somewhere else.
Yeah, great.
All right, well, I'm getting lost.
When Stanley
you got to
came
the left
to a
here.
set of two open
Look
doors,
at her.
he
Hey,
entered the
yeah.
door on his left.
Hi, baby. She likes saying this.
Fucking crazy cat.
Love her, love her.
Yet there was not a single
Here's the
person here
room.
either.
Meeting
Feeling a
room.
wave
What's there?
of disbelief,
By the way,
Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office,
God.
hoping he might find an answer there.
So, you've been in, office buildings, meetings, right? You done meetings like this before? In the company you worked at?
Yeah.
So, is this normal? This seems like really bad placement to the door to get around a fucking giant sign.
No.
Like, I feel like if I was going to a meeting, I'm like, hey guys, what's going on? Oh shit, sorry, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to knock that over.
Yeah, no, that's terrible placement. Because also, it's in the way of getting out. There's an emergency.
Yeah, exactly. See?
No, we don't. We never did that.
Ooh.
All of their doors were always free and clear, and they usually had somebody standing at the doors, like during the before and after the meetings, to help, like, close people in and out. Yes.
Interesting.
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
All right.
And that's the thing about me, was like, it wasn't a bad place.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Alright, we're at his boss's office again. Here we are at the fancy office. 2845.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. What could it mean? Stanley wondered aloud to nobody. He began wildly tearing through papers on the... Stanley was in such a rush to get through the story as quickly as possible, he didn't even have a single minute to just let the narrator talk. That kind of anxiety
you're
isn't
pissing him
healthy.
off.
So he
That kind of
relaxed
anxiety
for a
isn't
few
healthy.
moments with some calming new age music.
Did you turn that on?
Yeah, because I'm too
my
anxious.
God, that's hilarious. He wouldn't let the narrator talk. He was so pissed at you.
Feeling soothed and rejuvenated, Stanley calmly walked forward into the opened passageway.
This game, I'm not gonna lie, is so far really good.
Yes,
This is hilarious.
I'm
Oh. There we go.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Yeah, because this is where we deviated last time.
Oh, yeah.
So we're caught up. Here we go.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens.
Oh,
What
shoot.
horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
Oh, alright. This is the creepiest, like, office.
Right?
Ooh, a camera button.
Now the monitors jumped to life,
Oh,
their true
shit.
nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
There it is. 427. There's my office. It's empty.
What the fuck? They looking at me? They're each individual office?
Yes, every single TV. It's numerical order 1 through 600. And you can sit here and watch every employee's office and watch them work all day long. Oh, look, that guy got fired up there. There's fired.
Shit.
Oh, they just got fired. No, that was fired before because they're 600.
Yeah.
Huh. I didn't get it.
Right?
Ooh, people up.
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly? No, he refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never! It was unthinkable, wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world?
Is he mind controlled? And he's escaping to his own mind to help himself break out of the mind control?
That's me.
Oh,
Sounds like it.
flip. Yeah, it
Here was
does.
the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
Stanley.
Mind control. Mind control's idle, waiting input. System power. Off. Should I have turned it on? Shit, was that a choice? Oh.
Blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over? Yes! He had won! He had defeated the machine, unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley
So slow.
reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him, for it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door.
Wow, this is the door goes right into the
What the fuck?
dirt.
Middle of nowhere?
Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
What?
Was that it? So can you learn about what happened, maybe?
Okay, now we have to explore.
And so you
All right.
they surely they let you know what happened, right?
I have to. By making all the wrong choices, I bet. Because that's how we learned about that girl. And
Okay, now it's open to me. I need to know. I'm
yeah,
sorry.
there's got to be another way to get a different ending. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it's the overall concept so far was pretty neat. I'm not gonna lie.
When Stanley came to
Okay.
a set of two open doors, he entered the door on his left.
That's why downstairs, remember in the museum, when I got to the museum,
Mm-hmm.
it showed this room, and it showed all the different choices we could make.
Oh yeah.
So this one leads to the thing, but if I go this way, there's like 4 different things I can figure
This
out
was
this way.
not the correct way to
Okay.
the meeting room, and Stanley
Stanley
knew it
knew.
perfectly well.
Okay.
Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
So I think you had to go. Oh, I already know one option I skipped. Hold on.
Wow. Yes,
This room.
this room. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his
This
left.
one. I didn't take the first open door on my left.
Hmm.
Let's do that.
And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track.
Oh, straight ahead, huh? Because look at this elevator.
Yeah.
Later.
But Stanley didn't want to go back to the office. He wanted to wander about and get even further off track. So now in order to get back, he needed to go,
Yeah, where do I need to go?
From here, it's, left.
Okay. That's.
You think from here it's left.
Yeah, as soon as he's like, left. As soon as he said that, the door opened.
Oh, no. No, it's to the right. My mistake.
You son of a
Oh
bug.
my god.
No, not the right. Why would I have ever said it was to the right? What was I thinking? It's clearly... Oh dear, would you hold on for a minute, please? Now, let's see. We went down right, left, down, left, right. Yep, okay, yes. I've got it now. This story is absolutely, definitely this way.
Oh, that's creepy.
Right?
I can't see a dang thing.
No, no. This isn't right at all. You're not supposed to be here yet. This is all a spoiler. Quick, Stanley, close your eyes. Okay,
Oh, look, I'm above it.
Okay. We just have to get back to, oh, who am I kidding? It's all rubbish now. The whole story completely unusable. How about, rather than waste my time trying to salvage this nonsense, we'll just restart the game from the beginning. And this time, suppose we don't wander so far off track, Okay, from the top.
What?
There you go.
Oh my god.
Here we go.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. When Stanley... Wait, what?
What?
No, I restarted. I swear, I definitely restarted the game over, completely fresh. Everything should be... Oh, did something change? Stanley, did you change anything when we were back in that room with all the monitors? Did you move the story somewhere, or... Hold on. Why am I asking you? I'm the one who wrote the story. It was right here just a minute ago. I know for sure that it's here somewhere. Okay, then. It's an adventure. Come, Stanley. Let's find the story.
He opened all the doors.
Oh.
Oh, shit. So we have one on the left. One's blocked. So one on the left, two on the right. What do you want to do?
The one on the left first.
All right. So here's the blocked door. It leads around to each other. So now that we're in here, now we have another choice. We can go this way, that way,
Oh shit.
or this way.
Boo.
I'll say it. This is the worst adventure I've ever been on. I can promise you there definitely was a story here before. Do we need to restart the game again? Well, I find it unlikely that we'll ever progress by starting over and over again, but it's got to be better than this. Okay, let's give it a shot. Why not?
Alright, so don't go that way, apparently.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Oh, fuck.
Okay, yep, it's worse.
There's no
I might
doors.
be remembering this wrong. It's possible the story is back where we just came from. Why don't we go back the other direction and see if we missed anything?
No? Wait, is this even the same office? No.
Aha! I knew we'd missed something. The story. Here it comes. No, wait, never mind. Not the story. Okay, let's head back the other way and retrace our steps.
God damn it.
Oh man, this guy's amazing.
Now, what the heck?
Now this... Well, I'll be honest, I don't recognize this place at all. Is this the story? I don't think so. I can't quite recall, but I believe my story took place in an office building. Is that correct?
Do
you remember, Stanley? Well, do you know what? Since I've completely forgotten what we were supposed to be doing, how about this? You win! Congratulations! I know you put in a lot of hard work, and it really paid off, so good job. Oh, no. No, I don't feel right about this at all. We both know you didn't put in any actual work for that win. Some people win fair and square, and this was not one of those situations. Okay, I'm getting weirded out by whatever this place is. I don't care what might happen this time. I have to restart.
Gosh. Look at that.
All right, I've got a solution. This time, to make sure we don't get lost, I've employed the help of the Stanley Parable Adventure Line. Just follow the line. How simple is that?
Oh, now I'm going this in here. This is closed before.
Ooh.
You see? The line knows where the story is. It's over in this direction. Onward, Stanley, to destiny. Though, here's a thought. Wouldn't wherever we end up be our destination, even if there's no story there? Or to put it another way, is the story of no destination still a story? Simply by the act of moving forward, are we implying a journey such that a destination is inevitably conjured into being via the very manifestation of the nature of life itself? Okay, Stanley, I need to follow this train of thought for a minute. Just stick with me. Now, we can both agree that the nature of existence is in fact a byproduct of one's subjective experience of that existence, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Now,
Yeah, I
if
didn't
my
do it.
experience of your existence rests inside of your subjective experience of this office, is this office in fact the skeleton of my own relative experiential mental subjective construct? Whoa, 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 whoa. Hang on. That got a bit weird back there. Well, I'd like to apologize.
I said I got a bit
Not sure
weird
where I
back
was
there.
going with all that. You know what? I think what we need right now is a bit of music to lighten the mood.
Oh my
Look at the line.
Huh?
It's up the wall. What is this?
Music to lighten the mood. That's what he said. I don't know if it's like it's giving me anxiety.
He painted the box.
Oh my god.
What the?
Are we sure your mind? Is that your mind just going crazy too?
Maybe. Oh my god. This is ridiculous.
Oh my god. That's awesome. Look at my baby bee. Oh, thank you.
Da, 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 da.
I guess Peg's in there.
Yeah.
I think that's why Ace did a favorite trade on
Cut the music. Go back and look at that fern.
He said, look at that fern.
He said, hold on, cut the music. Go back and look at that fern.
Oh my god.
Stanley, this fern will be very important later in the story.
What?
Make sure you study it closely and remember it carefully. You won't want to miss anything.
It's so dark, though. Here.
Fern, okay, cool.
Okay, got it.
The fern, cool.
Wait, what? We're back at the office? No. Line, you do know we're looking for the Stanley Parable, right? The story? Is any of this ringing a bell?
Oh, we're at the beginning. Okay, now we're over here.
Oh,
Hey, look.
no, not again. Line, how could you have done this to us? And after we trusted you, after everything we've been through, you... Oh, I can't take this anymore. To hell with it. Restart. You know what, Stanley? I say forget the adventure line. What's it ever done for us? We're intelligent people, right? Why can't we make up our own story? Something exciting, daring, mysterious. Ooh, this all sounds perfectly doable. Why don't we simply start wandering in, well, I don't know. How about this direction? Now, yes, this is exciting. Just me and Stanley forging a new path, a new story. Well, it could be anything. What do you want our story to be? Go wild. Use your imagination.
She's locking me in
Whatever it
here.
might be, Stanley, I'm ready for it. Oh, no, not you again. Stanley, I'd also like to veto the line from having any role in our awesome new story. No lines or monitor rooms. Just don't acknowledge it.
Sorry,
It should be
that's loud,
fine.
everybody.
Just don't acknowledge it.
You like it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it like a little pond
Mm-hmm.
up on a mountain or something? Or
Camping here somewhere.
is this another lake or is it sky?
I kind of sky. I didn't know what to call it, so I was just,
I'm imagining like a grassy hill.
yeah.
Yeah, I like it.
Hmm.
We should build a pond like that.
Right?
Ah,
Ooh.
a choice. We get to make a decision. From here, the story is in our control. How important we mustn't squander the opportunity. In fact, I believe I need a minute to think here. Just walk in circles for a minute. Okay, so I know that each door has to lead somewhere, which means that somewhere, the place where we're trying to go, there must be a reverse door that leads here. And that in turn means that our destination corresponds with the counter-inverted reverse door's origin. So starting
What,
from the
sir?
right, let us ask, will taking the right door lead us to where we're going? And since the answer is clearly
Seems like a big
yes,
circle.
then by
Didn't
all
find the
accounts,
room.
the door
Yeah,
on the
you also
right
walk in
is the
circles, right
correct one.
things.
Another victory for logic. Come, Stanley, our destiny awaits.
Oh, look at her little
The confusion ending.
Oh, fuck.
Oh, hold up, what's this? The confusion ending. You're telling me that's what this is? It's all one giant ending? And we're supposed to restart the game, what, eight times? That's really how all this goes?
Oh shit, you
It's
see that?
all
8 times.
At the end,
determined?
there's no longer an office,
So now,
simply
according
black
to the
space.
schedule, I
Wander,
restart
find a
again.
bookstore, get
Am I
bored
just
and
supposed
leave.
to forget?
What the fuck?
Well, what if I don't want to forget? My mind goes
At the
blank
end,
simply
after a
because
long,
it's written
after a
here
long
on
time,
this
Stanley dies.
thing, wall. Well, who consulted me? Why don't I get to decide? Why don't I get a say in all of this? Is it really? No, it can't be. I don't want it to be. I don't want the game to keep restarting. I don't want to forget what's going on. I don't want to be trapped like this. I won't restart the game. I won't do it. I won't do it. I won't do it. And the timer stopped? Does that mean, did we do it? Did we break the cycle? The, whatever it is that made this schedule? How would we even know? Will someone come for us? Will something happen? So, okay. I guess now we just wait, you know. I suppose in some way that this is a kind of story, wouldn't you agree? I'm not quite sure if we're in the destination or the journey, though they're always saying that life is about the journey and not the destination. So I hope that's where we are right now. We'll find out, won't we? Eventually. Well, in the meantime, if you...
Okay. So now is this a fresh restart, or is this still part of that ending?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
New content. The door.
Oh, shit.
Alright, well, let's go find out.
New content? What does that mean, new content?
Oh.
Hello, and thank you for playing the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. As you may know, the Stanley Parable was a video game released in 2013 on home computers. After receiving critical and commercial success, it was expanded upon in 2022 with the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, a reimagining of the game for consoles and home computers. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe features exciting new content that broadens and expands the world of the Stanley Parable, delighting audiences the world over. Please, step inside and see what thrilling new adventures await in the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe.
Oh,
I
well,
didn't
this
fully
sounds
understand the
delightful.
other story yet.
I'm very excited to see the thrilling new Ultra Deluxe content. Okay, so far it's an elevator. Nothing special yet, but I'm sure
elevator.
it's just the beginning of a mesmerizing adventure. Is it broken? What's going on here? Should we be moving somewhere or... Oh, here we go. All right, finally, at long last, it's on to the new content. I've never been more ready. Let's do it. I have to say, initial impressions of Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, mostly tedious. It's as if, Oh, okay. Let's see the content. Give me the content, Stanley. All right. All right, let's see. It's
The jump
the
circle.
jump circle.
Oh, yes!
How
Finally.
you gonna jump now?
Oh, I only have so many. No, 15 more. Oh.
Is that it? Surely that's not all the new content. There has to be something else, right? Goodness. Another elevator. Stanley, I have to say, initial impressions of this game are not positive. It's just elevators and jumping. Is this what passes for exciting new content? If this is new content, then I could just read you the whole dictionary. There's 20 hours of new content right there. Hell, I could count to 30 trillion. You could put that on the box. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, now with over 1,000 hours of new content. And oh, wait, there's more. Very good. Yes. I knew there had to be something else. Let's
I
see
like
it.
this guy.
I'm ready
He's
for
very
whatever it
fucking
is.
hilarious.
That's it? Oh, you've got to be kidding me. You see,
Thank you for
Stan,
enjoying the new content.
this is what happens when greedy video game developers with no respect for their fan base rush a cheap expansion to market for no reason other than to make an easy dollar. And don't get me started on the level of craftsmanship that's gone into it. In fact, I'm looking right now at the game's trophies, and it's hard to believe one of them actually says, "Test trophy, please ignore." What quality assurance department signed off on this? I'm infuriated and I'm offended, and I intend to find these people on Twitter and hold them personally accountable. It's my fault, Stanley. I built up too much anticipation around the new content, I'm afraid. It could never have lived up to such expectations. If you're still with me, why don't we just reset the game, and we'll try to get back to what the Stanley Parable is really about. No frills, no gimmicks. Just you and me having a great time together like always. What do you say, friend?
Oh my god.
Okay. This isn't right. There's a picture of the old office.
Oh my god.
Psst. Stanley, come over here. In the vent. I want to show you something.
This is creepy. Coffee nut. That's what that cup said.
Okay, you remember how cheap and unsatisfying the new Ultra Deluxe content turned out to be? Well, it got me thinking about the past and how much better the Stanley Parable used to be. So I made something special and tucked it away here where the game's developers won't find it. Just our little secret. Take a look. I call it the Memory Zone. It's where I've been storing all my favorite memories so I can relive the peak experiences of my life whenever I want. Experiences like the launch of the Stanley Parable on PC. You see, Stanley, doesn't the Memory Zone remind you of how wonderful Stanley Parable was before it was sullied with a cheap PlayStation port? Remember back in October of 2013 when the game originally launched? Back then, video games had integrity. Back then, it all meant something. Oh, the waste.
There's a... Oh, when they used to have boxes back in the stores.
Holy shit.
The good times.
Back in the day when you actually had to go pick out a video game,
Yeah.
I kind of miss that, if I'm being honest. Like, go to Walmart, look at the fucking cases before they were locked up.
Oh, man. We're getting old.
Our kids are missing out on so much cool shit.
You remember Blockbuster?
Fuck yeah, I do.
God, I miss Blockbuster.
Me too. I used to go in there. I'm pretty sure Blockbuster was still around when we first got together. Cause didn't we go into the Blockbuster in St. Joe right before they left?
We might have, because I used Blockbuster in Cameron when I lived there.
Because I feel like...
It was right next to, Cameron was right next to Domino's. You get dominoes and
Yes.
in a movie. Oh yeah.
I have to look through that one real quick. Maybe it's sooner than that. I don't know. I still remember going into one of them in St. Joe right before they closed down that. You know where Sherwin Williams is by the Mexican place?
Mm-hmm.
It used to be right there.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Look at this.
Yeah, I used to go from there a lot.
And over here is where I keep reviews of the Stanley Parable.
10 out of
Like
10.
this stunning triumph of games journalism. 10 out of 10 from Destructoid.com. James Stephanie Sterling writes, and I quote, "Where so many games that aspire to be more than games end up less than any form of art, Stanley Parable strives and then succeeds to be every game ever created." Did you hear that, Stanley? Every game ever created. That's how grand and all-encompassing the original Stanley Parable was. It was literally every game ever created. It was Skyrim, it was Persona 3, it was all of them, and now it's nothing. It's no games at all. It isn't even the Stanley Parable anymore. It's just a husk now. A lifeless husk.
A lifeless husk.
With an hour of new elevator content.
He's so upset about that.
Yeah, he is. Ooh. Up or down?
Down.
Maintenance on there, man.
I like this house thing, whatever this is. Looks pretty cool.
Right?
Like the shiplap inside. I like it. Got a big old open concept.
In this giant window?
Yeah, that's what I was
Here's
about to say.
another moving passage, this time from GameSpot.com. The Stanley Parable is both a richly stimulating commentary on the nature of choice in games and one that offers some of the most enjoyable, surprising, and rewarding choices I've ever been confronted with in a game. 9 out of 10. Don't you get it, Stanley? The game was perfect. It didn't need anything else. It didn't need new content. All they had to do was transport it in pristine condition along to the PlayStation. Boom, done. And they couldn't even do that. Couldn't resist the urge to go meddling with a beloved franchise.
Man, this guy's tearing everybody down.
He's not very happy at all.
Dom's famous repeatable carpet textures.
What the fuck?
Oh.
These were simpler times, Stanley. But I wouldn't give to go back to have it all over again. Wait, hang on. I don't recall this part of the memory zone before. What's this? What's down here? Oh no, oh God, no, Stanley. It's a collection of reviews from Pressurized Gas, the extremely popular online storefront for computer games. I haven't looked at these in years. I can't even imagine what's been collecting down here. Surely these reviews were glowing as well, weren't they?
Pressurized Gas. It's a place that reviews reviewed computer games.
Honestly, I could not be bothered to play this game to full completion. The narrator is obnoxious and unfunny, with his humor and dialogue proving to be more irritating than entertaining. Unfunny! I'm not trying to be funny. I'm trying to make a serious work of art. I suppose I could write up a handful of gags to insert into the Stanley Parable, but the game is already such a densely layered web of profound philosophical insights that I can't even imagine where I'd have the room to stick them.
So Sony doesn't like the narrator.
Yeah, the narrator did not like that review. The Norris walked away.
I do like the narrator. Sorry.
I know.
That's what makes it entertaining.
Did you ever watch that show with me? I can't remember what it's called. Where they're like developing an online video, like a MMO. And it was the guy from Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
I don't think so.
Anyways, there's an old man that writes like Game of Thrones type books, but they have him as the writer for this game. And he reminds me of this guy. Let's see. We gotta go down here. Here we go.
Okay, let's see what this one says. While the idea for the game is good, for someone who prefers non-linear games, this preachiness gets annoying fast. Preachy? Stanley? I'm not preachy, am I? You can tell me if I'm preachy. Honestly, you can. Oh, goodness. This is actually quite shocking for me. I always, well, to be honest, I had always thought of the game's dialogue as being rather terse to begin with. You can't know how much fluff I cut from the game to get it to feel as light and airy as it... Well, I always thought it did, but maybe it wasn't. Oh dear. What an awful memory to have to hold on to. These black marks on my otherwise unimpeachable track record. I feel like a failure. Like I let these people down. Perhaps the Stanley Parable isn't quite as sterling as I always remembered.
Oh, here's, what's this? Oh, you can't read. Yeah. That's creepy music. Where are we going? Oh no.
What's this one got to say? You constantly have to stop doing anything so the narrator can catch up with his long-winded explanations of what's happening. I wish there was a skip button. A skip button? Well, yes. Yes, I think we can do that. If I'm truly too preachy, then maybe letting you skip ahead for just a moment, surely it couldn't hurt. Not if it means we can strike these negative reviews from the record. Only positive reviews of the Stanley Parable. That's my motto today, and it's always been my motto. I'd do anything for the customer, Stanley. Yes, a skip button we shall have. And here it is.
What the fuck? Now where are you?
You were only frozen in time for a few minutes, but it was plenty of time for me to deliver a long, rambling monologue full of Well there, sport. You really did catch me rambling on a bit, didn't you? But that's the power of the button. The minute I start to go off on a thoughtless display of self-absorption... Okay, welcome back, Stanley. Now, I should say that the amount of time the button has been skipping through is becoming longer and longer. That last one was, well, I want to say maybe 30, 45 minutes? It's not unendurable by any means, but it's, well... Stanley, please don't push the button again. It's been 12 hours. You've just been frozen there. I don't know why the skips are getting longer, but they're really, truly getting longer, and my God, there's no way out of the room. Oh, Stanley, you're back. You're back. Oh, my goodness. I have someone to talk to again. Stanley, I think it's been a week. Or 2 weeks. I've been sitting here all that time, just sitting here, not a single person to speak with. And you'd think that that's just how it's always been, right?
Oh, shit.
Oh, hello, it's you. You're here again. Welcome. I have had time to think about you and about us and about everything we've been through. I've had so much time, I stopped keeping track after a year. Have you ever sat down in one place and not moved for one entire year? Let me describe it for you. To begin with, there is only regret. There is only the turning wheel of missed opportunities. I felt nothing at all but regret for the longest time, Stanley. Days, months. I lost it all in a blur of the deepest longing to undo the past. And when that feeling had begun to subside...
I'm gonna make him mad. Oh no, he's gone. He left me.
You don't ever see him, it's just his voice, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that's not bad.
I can push it again. Well, now I'm sad. What am I doing to myself?
Ryder's like, what the
The
fuck?
animals do not like that.
No, I don't either, so I don't blame him. Okay.
I'll skip it.
But
I'll
they
skip
didn't
it.
understand the game was never meant to be funny. It was meant to have a point. It was meant to speak to the human
He's still
condition.
going on
And
about
where
it.
are the jokes? Where are the jokes?
Like
They
10 years
bemoaned, they
later.
screamed, they gnashed their teeth and said, entertain us. It wasn't enough. They had to leave a pathetic little thumbs-down review and make all of their pitiful demands. But then, he's talking too much, they said. First, he didn't entertain us, now he won't shut up. It's the inconsistency, it's the lack of accountability, it's the...
me just hitting
The
the...
end is never the end, 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 is never the
He's lost
end,
it.
is never the end, is never the end, is never the end, is never the end.
Oh, if I push the button. It's ruined everything.
What's going on?
This ain't good. Well, at least the button still works.
Thank God for that.
Hey, the sun's shining. Still locked in a room. I guess I just hit the skip button forever. Is this what they wanted?
Yeah, 'cause they're controlling your mind.
Ooh.
Shit, oh, there it is.
I want green again.
What's it mean if it's green?
But the plants and sunshine.
Oh, okay.
Oh. Whoa, we're sideways now. We're starting to flat. Can I get out of here? Nice, I can escape.
Oh, nice.
Beach?
Beach?
No.
What the fuck is this? Desert.
Desert now. I don't know how that's one last surviving building for all these years, but
Unless it was built out there. You can.
well, remember I was out in that forest or whatever.
Yeah.
That's all. Oh yeah, I guess it'd be the only building. Well.
Did it restart you?
Mm-hmm. Hey, look at that.
So fun.
How long was I sitting there? Stanley wondered to himself. Minutes? Days? Centuries? Did something crucial happen while my senses were turned? He made a note to be more careful with time from now on.
Okay. Now it's new content.
Oh my god.
Should I go in there or should I go back to the original story?
Oh. Hard one.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door.
Back to normal.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. The lounge was sublime, a work of art. What was it about this room that called so? But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left. Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
That's so correct, well.
Right? So there's gotta be... Okay, I found the other exit here.
Ooh, nice.
Look, Stanley, I think
How do I
perhaps
get to
we've
it?
gotten
It's right
off
there.
on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy,
How do I
really,
get there,
I'm
though?
not.
Drop
I
off
realize
this
that
bed.
investing your
Ooh, yeah,
trust
there's
in
doors.
someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the
So it goes all the way up
story has
there.
been about
Oh, wait.
nothing
Oh, okay.
but you
I think I need to
all
drop
this
off.
time. There's someone
So
you've
step
been
off right there?
neglecting, Stanley.
You won't die.
Someone you've forgotten about.
Too soon.
But in his eagerness to prove that he is in control of the story and no one gets to tell him what to do, Stanley leapt from the platform and plunged to his death. Good job, Stanley. Everyone thinks you are very powerful.
Oh my god.
Wow.
Yeah, definitely good thing you didn't do this for kids.
Just a step through this door, Stanley thought to himself, that's all I need. If I can make it through this door, I can make it through them all.
I'll do new content later. I don't need to know this.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Standing now in this incredible room, Stanley for the first, but eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
You didn't, sir.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't 5 years ago. Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please. Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance.
Danger. Danger everywhere.
Oh, God.
Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door.
Yep.
Did you take the blue?
Perhaps you misunderstood. Stanley walked through the red door. Oh, thank God you are willing to listen to me. Do you see that I really have wanted you to be happy all this time? The problem is all these choices. The two of us always trying to get somewhere that isn't here. Running and running and running, just the way you're doing right now. Don't you see that it's killing us, Stanley? I wanted to stop. We would both be so much happier if we just stopped. And I think I have a solution. Here, let me show you.
That door's open. And that door's open. Oh, yeah, we're gonna take one.
What do we want? What are we looking for? Here. Yes. Oh, it's beautiful, isn't it? If we just stay right here, right in this moment with this place, Stanley, I think I feel happy. I actually feel happy.
What's that? A door.
No, wait. Where are you going?
Oops. Now you're not happy.
Oh, no. Stay away from those stairs. If you hurt yourself, if you die, the game will reset. We'll lose all of this. Please, no, Stanley, let me stay here. Don't take this from me. Please,
Oh,
Stanley,
no.
think about what you're doing. No! Oh, thank God you lived. You had me worried there for a moment. Now, can we please get back to the other room? There. See? This is what you want. This is where we can both be happy. We really can. If we stop moving, we just have to stop moving. Stanley, go back. There's nothing good that can come from this. No. No, no, what are you doing? Do you just not believe me? What can I say to convince you? Stanley, let's go back to the other room. Can you do that? My God. Is this really how much you dislike my game? That you'll throw yourself from this platform over and over to be rid of it? You are literally willing to kill yourself to keep me from being happy. Am I reading the situation correctly? Or maybe you're just getting a kick out of it. I don't know anymore. I just wanted us to get along. But I guess that was too much to ask.
He's creeping
It
me
looks
out.
like you wanted to make a choice after all. Well, this one
Kind of
is
sad
yours.
doing this, honestly.
Right? Do you have to keep doing
Yeah. And it's every time I'm hurt more and more because it's harder, slower to walk up the stairs.
that? I would say it's slowly killing me sometimes.
Is it over?
There it is.
It's going to restart, isn't it? I'm going back. All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Stanley felt lightheaded, butterflies in his stomach. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Has he said something about butterflies yet?
Stanley was
No,
so
I was
bad
new,
at
but I
following
should've
directions,
stopped
it's
listening to it.
incredible he wasn't 5
It was about
years
that
ago.
one room.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can
Is there a
be
different way to go
difficult,
in there? I don't
but
think
the
it
fact
was.
is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me. I'm asking, this is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself. To put your work aside. To let her back into your life. She's been waiting. That's her, Stanley. You need to be the one to do this. To reach out to her. If you can truly place your faith in another, then pick up the phone.
I guess so.
Okay. I'll have to see the whole wife scene now.
It would be something different though. You already picked up
Oh,
green?
Stanley, is that you? Hold on,
Yeah.
sweetie. Sorry to keep you waiting. I'm just pulling the bread out of the oven. All right. Okay, there we go. All right, now, I want you to come in and tell me all about your day.
Gotcha. Oh, come on. Did you actually think you had a loving wife who'd want to commit their life to you? I'm trying to make a point here, Stanley. I'm trying to get you to see something. Come inside. Let me show you what's really going on here. Sorry, but you're in my story now.
That's different.
I never tried to run that way.
This is a very sad story about the death of a man named Stanley. Stanley is quite a boring fellow. He has a job that demands nothing of him.
We've seen that. I have an option to start the game again.
Okay.
So we've seen that ending.
Already this was
Or
uncomfortable,
whatever that is.
and Stanley decided that as soon as he found a new space he felt safe in, that he would never leave it again in his life.
Okay, so let's
When
take
Stanley
the
came to
one
a
on the
set
left
of
this
2
time.
open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Nothing extra I can do yet. Here's the meeting room.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer. Coming to a staircase,
we've done everything
Stanley
downstairs,
walked
right?
upstairs to his
so,
boss's
yeah.
office.
So now we're in the boss's office. Ooh, a secret door. I opened
Ooh, in the
it.
boss's office?
Yeah. because the boss knows that what the boss says goes. If the bosses suffered losses, then that's what the bosses chose. All right.
Interesting.
Ooh, like over here too. Is that a panda getting beat with a gun?
Oh, pistol whipped?
Like a rifle whipped.
Oh my god. It's so funny. I mean,
I can use this other elevator. Okay. Here we go. Now we're getting somewhere.
elevating around.
Let's
Oh,
go.
my little chinky.
I don't know if I have a choice of up or down, but I hit up.
Is that him singing?
I don't think so because it didn't give any subtitle. Sounded like it though. Alright, well. Oh. Try down then.
Did you make the bunny? I probably did.
Probably that brown.
This one? It looks like this. Just hit the phone.
Wait, that's brown? That was great. I think.
Wow.
It's a little dark.
Right?
I like this one, but a little darker.
That one?
Yeah. That's not bad, yeah. That one's not bad. Yeah. The new one, actually.
It's the same, but I think this one is better.
This one's a little less yellow.
Yeah,
Kind of like that one.
this one. Oh, should I make this belly?
Alright. So the whole time it's doing it, sing wrong.
Oh, weird.
My hands are getting. My right hand's going numb because of that surgery hand.
Oh, yeah.
Too much rumbling. Alright. Well, that was amazing. That elevator is nothing. I'm glad we paid for that as a company.
Okay, I think we all know the drill by now. Blah, blah, blah. Dark secrets, the keypad, Stanley pushes some buttons. Oh, hey, look, it's a new passageway. Kill surprise.
Well, at least I don't have to go through the motions of doing all that. Okay, so we made it here. Oh, sorry, what was the question?
I'm trying to figure out what color to make his belly. Or just make the whole thing that color.
Wait. Which one are you doing? I don't remember. Is it that one? Wait, that ended up being like that one, didn't it?
Mm-hmm. There was a color in here. I can make his belly pink.
There you go, that's fine.
Like a...
Yeah, that'll work. Alright, let's see here. Yeah, you could have set up your like ring light, my little stand ring light for tables, right there, for coloring for now. We need to get your desk today, so I'm excited for that. Let's see. Do I push this button then?
Do you make his tail pink like this, or just the same color as body, probably? Same color as body? I don't know. You know, make it pink.
Yeah, I'd make pink. Oh my god. Can I go back up? Man.
Whoops. Nope. Never mind. Stanley actually got back into the elevator and went back up. Silly me. Why did Stanley do that when he knew that it would just lead back to his boss's office? Well, that's a great question. I just can't wait to find out. Here we are, Stanley. It's your boss's office. Exactly the way it was before you got onto the elevator. It's still just exactly what it is. What a decision you've made to come up here and look at the office again. This has fleshed out the plot of the story in new and fascinating ways I could have never anticipated. It's that keen eye for storytelling that you have, an incisive rapid fire of critical plot points, one after the other, weaving a rich tapestry of uncompromising narrative. Wow! I'm bolted to the edge of my seat.
Dang. Alright, guy.
Incredible. Now he's getting back into the elevator and going down again. Ladies and gentlemen, how does he keep coming up with all of this?
Oh, wow. Huh.
I'm going to tell you real quick.
Mm-hmm.
When she was getting up out of the chair.
Yeah.
Surely this time Stanley will walk
I'm sorry.
forward into the
I know you're
smoky
talking.
corridor, won't he?
I figured he wouldn't.
I'll move.
Long story short, she got up out of the chair when she was done getting her hair cut, and, of course, I went to walk over there to get her up and stuff. And, of course, she started doing her, yelling her, oh, you know how she does that? You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
And, like, the old lady that she was talking about was in a chair, like, if I'm looking at, like, her while she's sitting in a chair, whatever, in the front doors. The old lady that she'd been talking about originally was on the left of her. There was another lady that come in, and she was on the right of her, and then, of course, there's Linda helping her up, and I'm over there helping her up, and she's like, ah, and the lady's like, the lady on the right was like, are you okay? And or is she okay or something? And I looked over, I said, yeah, that's just her. Kind of laughed, and Joan's like, yeah, I'm good, it's just me. And then Linda kind of chuckled, and I'm like, yeah, she's fine, trust me. Oh,
Your grandma.
my God.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Did you see the young boy that walked out when we first got there, right after we went in 2 minutes?
Yeah.
Okay, he got his hair cut.
Yeah.
He got up and he put his hat on after he got his hair cut, which, whatever, that's normal, right?
Yeah.
Joan laughed, and she goes, I like that. He put his hat on after he gets his new haircut, and he kind of laughed and chuckled at her, and Linda's like, yeah, they usually do that, which that wasn't too bad. She wasn't, like, being mean about it. She was actually kind of being goofy about it to the kid, and the kid kind of thought it was funny.
Right.
But anyway, but yeah, I was like, oh my God. I was like, I wasn't on my phone too much either at first, because I'm like, I don't want her to flip out and get mad at me, but I'm like, I don't want to talk the whole time. She can't hear me. I don't want to be yelling.
Right.
So, anyways. But yes, that's how that went. I forgot to tell you.
She's an experience.
I love her to death. But, holy hell. Anyways.
I guess I'll try the escape one again, you think?
Yeah.
See if that lady tells me anything different?
Although
yeah,
this
really.
passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death.
She tells me to turn off the PlayStation, so I wonder if she starts telling me that, if I should close the game and open it again.
The door behind him was not shut. Stanley still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track. At this point, Stanley was making a conscious, concerted effort to walk forward and willingly confront his death. As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley was inched closer and closer to his demise, he reflected that his life had been of no consequence whatsoever. Stanley can't see the bigger picture. He doesn't know the real story, trapped forever in his narrow vision of what this world is. Perhaps his death was of no great loss, like plucking the eyeballs from a blind man. And so he resigned and willingly accepted this violent end to his brief and shallow life. Farewell, Stanley.
There it is.
"Farewell, Stanley," cried the narrator, as Stanley was led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, Stanley was obliterated as the machine crushed every bone in his body, killing him instantly.
You're instantly going to suffer. So bad that I'm looking at it that way.
No. No. I'm walking in blackness.
And yet it would be just a few minutes before Stanley would restart the game, back in his office, as alive as ever. What exactly did the narrator think he was going to accomplish? When every path you can walk has been created for you long in advance, death becomes meaningless, making life the same. Do you see now? Do you see that Stanley was already dead from the moment he hit start?
Okay, so here's the layout. So I start there.
Yes.
I come through there. I go through here. I go this way to the double doors. Yeah, okay, so I need to find the clues in here, I think.
In the big rooms, the big setup of it or whatever. Every time.
Yeah. Office. There's the war zone. What's this? Narrator emails. After the second trailer, we sent out and asked people to email the narrator for questions. We had initially planned to use these further promotional materials. We never found the perfect use for them. Here is a selection of those emails.
Oh, sorry.
Are you gay?
What? Are you serious?
I appreciate the previous Stanley game as a work of art and a standalone title. I appreciate the credit given to the art, which is why I'm eager for the sequel, prequel, standalone. Will the Stanley Parable have infinite quests? How many endings? It's really going to let me go shopping. I hope it will. Huh. All right, let's see. All right, here's this. Cargo lift. Okay, here's the... Shoot, there's so many things to look at in here.
I know, right?
Wait. Meeting room. Okay. The flow of hallways following the first two doors was important to get right, since players will replay them so many times. We discussed a number of designs. Ultimately, it was the simplest version that won out. So, first choice, obey, disobey. Wish I could read doorway to maintenance. 2 doorways to maintenance. Okay. Doorway to the maintenance and line to the original back. with this. Okay, so it seems like I've done that then. What's this? The Zending model. Trailers.
Ooh, that.
It was a countdown desk. One of the desks from an early vision of the countdown ending. Wait, the countdown ending? We haven't found that one yet, have we?
I don't think so.
Here's the countdown room. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
we haven't found it.
haven't been there yet. Whoop, that's... This is the freedom ending. We saw that. What's this? Yeah, the freedom ending.
Stanley pushed the orange lever. Stanley walked over the bridge. Stanley pushed the big red button. Stanley stood on the snow. Then he pushed the number 8.
Okay, so I have seen it all. She didn't say anything about turning off the PlayStation this time.
No, she didn't.
Maybe it's coming up.
Oh, look at these two. How they wish to destroy one another. How they wish to control one another. How they both wish to be free.
Oh, I know another ending I
Can
haven't
you
done
see?
yet.
What's that?
Can you see how much they need one another? No, perhaps not. Sometimes these things cannot be seen. But listen to me. You can still save those two. You can stop the program before they both fail. Turn off your PlayStation. There's no other way to beat this game. As long as you move forward.